Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been so long. I literally posted the Cold Wire review and then I ghosted the internet. Very sorry about that. My editing app got like horrible. Like I used CapCut to edit and then all the shit went down with it and TikTok, and then it was using AI and a bunch of other shit, and then I couldn't even use the remove background noise thing because it was a premium feature all of a sudden. I was like, well, fuck this, I need another editing app. So far right now recording this, I don't have an editing app. I am trying to speak louder so I don't have to edit so much, and I am trying to have less background noise. I am home alone right now, so this is very perfect prime time for me to record a YouTube video because I can speak as loud as I want and I will barely have any noise in the background, like TVs, loud fans, loud ACs, talking in the background, da 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 da. So this is very good, okay? Anyways, today's video, I was supposed to post a all the books I read in April video. I never posted I never posted that. I had it recorded, but again, I didn't have an editing app to edit and post it, so I deleted that whole video. It wasn't even long. But today I do want to do a books I read in April, May, and June video. It's not going to be so many books because I only read one in June, but April and May I did read some. So we're gonna see all the books with my ratings and talk about them a little bit. I do want to do separate review videos like for the books I really loved. I do want to do that video, but for now I'm just gonna say the book, the rating, and just a little bit about what I loved about it so I don't ramble on and on, because I could do that in separate videos. Starting with April, the first book I finished in April was A Gentleman's Gentleman by T.J. Alexander. It's a trans historical romance, Regency romance. It is very good. I got the arc of it, e-arc of it, and then I also got the physical arc of it sent to me by, I think it was Vintage, through their like emailing influencer thing. I signed up for it and I was like, you know what? Everyone talks about this author's books like they are so good and I need to read it. I rarely read historical romance. Like I think historical romances are so boring all the time. Like I literally DNF'd Pride and Prejudice. I know Pride and Prejudice is like a classic, so it doesn't really count as like a historical romance, but that to me is like a historical romance as well. But I really loved A Gentleman's Gentleman. It was so good, and it was funny, and it was like such a quick read. Like I did take forever to read it, but that's because I was in a slump. But I do think it is an excellent book that you need to add to your TBR. It is very good, and that author, T.J. Alexander, is now an auto-buy author. I think Chef's Kiss by them. Yeah, it is Chef's Kiss by them that I bought. So I need to read that and the rest of their books because A Gentleman's Gentleman was really good. Next one I read and finished was I Can't Even Think Straight by Dean Atta. Oh my god, I love Dean Atta's writing. His novels in verse, poetry in verse, whatever. I love them. Like The Black Flamingo, I literally read almost all of it as soon as I checked it out from the library, and I was reading it in the library room, and I was like, I got through such a big chunk of it before I even left the library. I was like, god damn, this is really fucking good. And I finished it, I think, later that day or the next day, and I did the same with this one. I Can't Even Think Straight, I got it as an arc. It came out, I think, in May 8th, I think. I finished it in April in a day. So freaking good. Again, like the topics that he talks about in his novels in verse, like it's like with such care but also like so bluntly. Definitely check trigger warning. It does deal with some heavy topics, but it's again like a queer novel. It has lots of representation and I think it's really good. And I love his writing. It's like so good. He makes me want to write novels in verse. Like, that style of writing works so well for him, and I love it. Oh, 5 stars. 5 stars for Gentleman Gentleman as well, sorry. Then I read the She Was Monstrous. This is an anthology with like 8 or so authors, I think, featuring monster women, and ranging from like Closed Door to like really spicy novels, novellas, short stories. I did read it as an arc, and it came out, I think, in April. They were gonna have it only for a limited time, but I think they're gonna make it available after, like, it was only available to read for 3 months. But I liked all the stories in it. They were all really good, and I discovered some brand new authors that I loved, and I love their writing. And I got, like, I signed up for it mostly because there is an author, Noah Upton. I am on her street team and ARC team, and I'm beta reading her next book for her. And I did want to read it because of her, but also because of Robin Jo Margaret, which is an author that I really love as well. So I'm really excited to get that. I need to get the physical copy of that immediately. So good. Wonderful. Highly recommend. Because it's like so many different stories, I need to have my separate rating of all the stories and then like average it out for the rating of the whole anthology. I never did that. Like, literally there's no rating here. But I think it'd probably be between 4.8 and 5 stars. The next one I read was Written in Apple Seeds by Thea Hawthorne. This is not a book. It's more like a kind of like a short story. When you sign up for her mailing list, she had it available. It's really short. It's like 16 pages, I think. At least that's what Storygraph says. 5 stars. It's like a little, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a little short story. Cozy fantasy kind of romance-ish. But it's really short, so yeah, highly recommended though. And then the next one I read in April was If We Were a Movie by Zakaya and Jamal. I read this as an arc. It did come out in April, I think. Yeah, I think I did. YA Black Sapphic movie romance. I love it. It's so good. And it's kind of like rivals to lovers. They're not really enemies, but it's like she hates this girl, but they have a past. And it's like they used to be best friends, and their moms are best friends, and now it's like, I don't really like you. And it's like, okay, why don't I like you? And it's like, I think I do like you. I think I just, like, something was not communicated right, and we're just like so tense with each other. But then it's like, hey, I actually like working with you, and like, why do I like have these feelings about you? And it's really cute. It's really funny. I love the representation in it. I love the friend group. It is it's a romance with Rochelle and I forgot her other name. Them mainly, but there's also like friends that work at the movie theater with them, and it's like so funny and it's so cute. Okay, I'm rambling. Okay, stop. You can read it for yourself. It's really cute. I will have a separate video on it because I really liked it, and I gave it 5 stars. Next one I read in April. Okay, the last one that I read in April was Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. This book did come out June 10th. Yes. I read it in March and April as an arc because I got it through like the Underrepresented Voices. I think through Berkeley's Underrepresented Voices program. And then I also joined a blog tour for it. And they had me on like some mailing list to join blog tours now. And I get sent books to review them on my vlog. Or like do a blog spotlight from Berkeley. I'm like, oh, I'm honored. That's sweet. And it's funny because they always send me books that I already got from the underrepresented program. So it's like, oh, that's nice that you sent me the e-arc to participate in the blog. But you know, I already have it. But I sign up for it anyways because I need the Google form to sign up for the blog, like to fill out my name and information and stuff like that. But it's just always so funny to me because it's like, damn, I already got that arc, but thanks. Anyways, Never Been Shipped. I love this book. It is so good. It is my first Alicia Thompson book, and I know the main character John was in a previous novel of hers. I need to read those previous novels, but this one was so good. It's like a band, and they're on this cruise, reunion band, and like these two bandmates, they never dated, but like they were really best close friends when the band was a thing, like all these years back. And they reunite, and then they have their feelings, and like it's like he's always loved this girl. Like they're on this cruise for like a week, and it's forced proximity and all these feelings and tension and da da da, and it's so good. Like it's so good, and it also has anxiety representation, which I loved, and queer representation. I think Micah is bisexual, and the romance is just really good. Like I loved it. Like it was perfect. And also the playlist for Never Been Shipped was so good. Excellent. This book made me listen to Paramore again. Like I always listen to Paramore songs, of course, like the most popular songs, but like after reading this book, I found myself going back to Paramore and listening to Paramore and just thinking of Micah and John, and I'm like, thank you, Alicia Thompson, for reminding me that Paramore is like a wonderful band that exists. I am meeting her tomorrow, which I'm so excited for, and getting my book signed, and yeah, I'm gonna wear my guitar pick earrings, and I'm so excited because they're guitar picks, and Never Been Shipped is about a band with music, and Micah plays guitar. No, I think John plays guitar, but Micah knows how to play guitar too. So it's just like, it's so perfect. Like I always wanted to find like a perfect occasion to wear my guitar pick earrings, and this is the perfect occasion to wear them. I'm not gonna lie, like perfect. The first book I finished in May, we're in May now, Wicked Flavors by Azalea Crowley. Okay, this book is amazing. I love it. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna make a separate video because I cannot scream about this book enough. There's like no good way to explain this book without spoiling it. Okay, horror romance begs the question, what if he makes her worse? Cynical doll maker Gwendolyn, she literally works just to pay for her hobby, which is her passion, her life, which is making dolls. She customizes them, and she is looking for this very rare doll, and a friend of hers kind of tells her, hey, I think I saw it in this antique shop, in the window of this antique shop. So of course she goes, and it's like she meets this man there, and like something's a little off there. Like this man is like the vibes are really eerie, okay? But she does anything to get this doll. But then he's like, it's not for sale, but it's like, okay, you can get it for a limited time if you kiss me. And it's like, oh, okay. I don't know you. But it's like, I need this doll. So of course she does it. And then she doesn't really know what she's signing up for, and then the story kicks off from there, and it's really good. Gwendolyn is autistic. She's Filipino and Hawaiian. She's in her 30s, so she's like a grown woman, which I really appreciate stories where it's like a grown woman. There's some LGBTQ plus representation. I'm not going to say exactly what her sexuality is because it's a fun surprise. And I just like the tidbits that let you know that she is that sexuality. And also, he is the same sexuality, I think, as her. And it's just, it's a really fun story. It's funny, it's gory, it's weird, it's creepy. It's terrifying, but also, like, very funnily terrifying, if that makes sense. And it's, like, very unhinged in the best way possible. Like, it is technically my first horror romance. I mean, I read Butcher and Blackbird, but that was I feel like as soon as Butcher and Blackbird got the horror, got the romance. The horror was just pushed to the side. It's like, oh, so we're not doing that thing anymore. But Weird Flavors, the horror was there, very much there, and I loved it. And I'm so excited because it's the first in a series, and I'm very excited to read the other books in the series, and also Azalea Crowley's past books. I gave it an infinity star rating. Like, this book is one of my new favorites. It's so good, and I highly recommend it. I did read it as an arc. I did finish it on pub day, which was May 8th. I should have read it faster, but of course, slump, mood reader. So yeah, so freaking good. Highly recommend it. And I also won a copy by entering a giveaway, I think. Filling out something, and I want to give away an signed copy of it. So I have the physical copy that I'm annotating and rereading through. So yeah, very excited. Alright, the next book I read in May and finished in May was Watch Me by Tahiri Mafi. I love Miss Tahiri. I love her. Okay, like, she's an auto-buy author. I did not buy this book. I am very poor, so I haven't been buying books very recently. I think, like, it's very rare if I buy a book. Like, it has to be, like, for an event, or, like, if mutual aid. Like, I bought a bunch of books off of this girl's Pango shop because she needed mutual aid. But that's off topic. Anyway, but I did borrow this audiobook through Libby, and it was excellent. I usually don't steer towards audiobooks unless it's a romance book, because I feel like those are easier for me to focus on rather than, like, fantasy or dystopian, because, like, if it's a world that I don't know, and sometimes I'll just, like, buzz off, and I'll be like, why the fuck is there a dragon here? And it won't really work for me, so I have to usually read. If I'm reading a fantasy audiobook, I have to have, like, a physical copy or ebook copy with me so I can go along with it. But this is a dystopian. It's kind of set in the same world as the Shatter Me series, so I'm, like, kind of familiar with it, kind of not. But it's also, like, I saw some familiar faces, and let me tell you, Warnets in this book was so cute. And Kenji, oh my god. I was very mad at the main character, Rosabelle, in this, because she was trying to try something with Kenji. Like, not like that, but, like, in, like, a murdery way. And I was like, bitch, sit down. You know who this is? This is Kenji. What the fuck are you doing? So, at that point, I was like, oh my god, bitch, sit down. Like, sit down. Mr. Harry made James into a beautiful man, who is very down bad for this girl. And this girl I feel very bad for. Because she was going through it. Her and her sister going through it. Her whole family going through it. In the end, Mr. Harry, I need the next book now. Because what the hell? Like, she has, like, the most sinister endings. I'm like, oh my god. It's like 8 or so hours long, I think. But it's really good. I liked it. I love dystopian from Mr. Harry. She knows how to write it, in my personal opinion. 5 stars. And then the next book I read, this was also an arc. I don't know exactly when this came out, but I did read it so late. Like, I got accepted for the arc through Ida West, like, last year, and I think I barely finished it in May. The Romance Rivalry by Susan Lee. This is my first Susan Lee book. I know, very, very behind, but it's so good. Like, as a person that reads romance, this was truly written for me. And she says that. She's like, this is for, like, my romance readers. People who read romance. And it's very catered to romance readers. And I love it. Like, the chapters are, like, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, first proximity, academic rivals to lovers. And it's funny because the main character, she is a book reviewer. She reviews books on social media. And she's, like, this huge book reviewer, and she tries not to, she's like a very gentle reader. She tries not to, like, nitpick on things and stuff like that. And the man love interest is like, he's also a big book reviewer, and it's funny because he reads the same book she does, but he's always like, I don't really like that. Like, she'll read and review a book, and he'll be like, he'll be the opposite. He'll be like, you like that? I da 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 da. And it's so funny because he has his own fan base, and they come into her comment sections and be like, wow, da 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 da. And it's so funny. Like, she doesn't realize, okay, they meet in person. Like, they've known each other in real and online. Like, obviously, they're both big Korean book reviewers online. But they meet in person at the college because they happen to be taking the same course in college, and he automatically knows it's her, but she's like, it takes her a minute, and it's like, hi, I hate you, but you know what, you're kind of fine. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Basically, she gets this comment that's like, okay, how are you, like, basically she feels like she needs to prove herself because she's a romance reviewer reader, but she's felt like she's never fallen in love. So, like, she's on this mission to fall in love with book tropes. So, like, there's an age gap, and it's like an older dude, and then there's just like, I don't know, there's like a bunch of tropes in it, and it's funny because, like, all of the tropes contain, like, all of the tropes are like her and the main love interest, like, all in one. And it's like, he's right there, like, date him, and it's so funny, it's so cute, I love it. It's I need to read it again. I need to get the physical copy of it. I think it's so cute. Yes, social media does play a part in it, but it's not in like a cringy way. It's very funny. Like, I love it. It was so funny. 5 stars, obviously. Alright, next book I read in May was Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. Oh, I cry. I can't believe the Skyland series is over. Like, every time I think about that, I'm like, oh, no, not my babies. Yasmin, Hendrix, Soledad, my babies. Because literally, before I let go, change my life. This Could Be Us, change my life. Can't Get Enough, also change my life. I gave it 5 stars. And I went on tour to meet Kennedy again. And I love this book. Like, I read most of it while I was waiting in line to meet her. But I finished it like the day after, I think, or later that night, or a couple days after. I don't even remember, but it was so good. I really liked it. Gave it 5 stars. The only thing I did not like about it was the mention of AI, and I feel like it was mentioned in a way that made it seem positive. So it was like, but no one really talks about that. But I'm like, there's like a makeup brand, and it's like they're using AI to like skin match or some shit like that. I don't know if it was AI. I think it was AI. I'm pretty sure it was AI. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I love me Miss Kennedy Ryan, and I feel like she wouldn't support AI because she's literally an author, and AI is stealing from authors pretty big right now. So correct me if I'm wrong. Next book I read. I love this book. Okay. Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. Yup. Okay. Funny story.
I went to meet her again. Not her. It was Nisha J. Tooley, which, not safe for work. It's right there. I love that book. I read it, got it in its arc. Anyways, I went to go meet her, and Allie was moderating, and a couple days before, I don't know what we were chatting about, but I was like, what must I do? What organ must I give up to get a PSR arc or physical copy? And she's like, what event are you going to this week? I was like, well, I'll be at the da-da-da-da one. She's like, you know what, I'll bring you one. And I was like, my heart, okay, thank you, I love you. And literally, I was checking out at the bookstore for the event, and lo and behold, behind me, checking out, was Allie, and she's like, hi. I was like, hi, and she literally pulls out her bag. I'm like, wow, okay, hi, Problematic Summer Romance, hi, oh my god, in the flash. And this was like almost a week before pub date, I want to say. And it was so funny because I went back upstairs and sat with the book and I was like reading it. And people were like looking at me. And then I had a couple people like, I heard like, is that out already? Like, where did she get that? Like, da 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 da. And then I had like 2 people ask, like, where did you get that? What is that? Like, how the fuck do you have that right now? And I was like, Allie gave it to me. I felt like I got awful from that day because everyone was staring at me. And it was like not in a good way. I felt like they were so, I don't know, like wishing death upon me. And I was like, stop staring at me. Like, yes, I'm reading Problematic Summer Romance and it's not out yet. And what about it?
And I read some of it before the event because, of course, I showed up early. So I was reading it, and I think I got like 8 chapters in, or 3 or 8, one of those at the event. And I was like, oh, this is so funny. I love this book. And then I finished it the next day. Infinity rated read. I loved Not in Love. Like, that book. That book is one of my favorite books ever. I have so many copies of it. Yeah, I just have so many copies of this book because I love Rue and Eli. And Maya is such a funny female main character. Like, she is so funny. And Hark is so funny. And he's like this brooding older man. Like, I don't gravitate towards age gap, but this one was really good. I loved it. And of course, Allie. I'm gonna read anything she writes. I'm rereading it and annotating it because I think I read it and I wasn't annotating at all because I was just trying to get through it because I was like, damn, this is so good. And now I'm rereading it with the audiobook. Yes, I knew I was doing it in like a special way. Rereading it with the audiobook and annotating it. Yeah. Next one I read in May. Last and next one I read in May was I'll Pretend You're Mine by Tashi Buhanyan. To this day, I don't know if I'm saying her last name right. But anyways, I read it as an arc. It came out on June 3rd. Yes. Gave it 5 stars. Oh my god, this book made me sob and want to, like, re-examine my relationship with my parents. Because it's like... it's a celebrity romance. Like, she is a pop star, basically. And he is an actor. I think that, yeah. And basically, this is Silver Spoon by Aaron LeCount. If y'all know. If you know, you know. I bet you grew up grazing your knees, but the fall wasn't fatal like it was for me. Yeah. Okay, we're the product of love that we do not receive. Yeah, basically Silver Spoon by Aaron LeCount is this book. I did like the playlist that went with it. I did like the chapter headings because it was like newspaper headlines because of course like it's a famous romance, and they were also, I think, fake dating. Yes, I think they were fake dating. Sorry, I read a book and then forget about it immediately. I think they fake dated. Yeah. Yes. And then she wrote a song for his movie. And also, like, she wasn't inspired at all. She has a very strained relationship with her parents because they are very toxic. Check trigger warnings, please, for the love of everything. I definitely get how this can get you down. But I think it was wonderful. It made me cry, it made me feel all the things like a Tashi book obviously always does. I like how she writes books and talks about topics and very bluntly and in a very great way. I want to give this girl a hug. Like the main character. Oh. I also want to give Jules a hug too because... ouch. Okay. Those are all the books I read in May. Okay, now June, this is going to be very underwhelming because I only read one book. The one book I read in June and finished in June. This was going to be my month, by the way, and I just read and finished one book. Twin Blades by Noelle Upton. This I was supposed to finish in May. I was supposed to finish this book in May, because I literally did and hosted a buddy read along for it, because the second book, Shadows and Flames, which comes out August 15th, that I'm beta reading for, and arcs go out July 18th. My feedback is due on the 11th. I'm almost halfway through. Anyways, Twin Blades. The read along was from May 7th or May 21st. No, May 7th through June 1st. And I finished it on June 30th. So I got behind. Like, I was switching jobs. You know, it was very weird 2 months. We are in July now, which we're almost halfway through July. Holy shit, where's time going? Okay, anyways. Twin Blades is a fantasy romance. Fierce female main character. She's amazing. I love her. Bodyguard romance. Enemies to lovers. Like, he literally breaks her arms when they, like, one of their first interactions, he breaks her arms. How cute is that? I'm joking. Please do not think I'm romanticizing someone breaking your arms. Okay? Like, please. Okay. But anyways, and then he gets hired as her bodyguard because, oh my god, all the shit that went down in that book, that's insane. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but, basically she chooses him as her bodyguard because she knows he'll hate it. And then, she travels back to her hometown. Vampires. There's vampires in this, okay? And shadows, which he's a shadow. He controls, like, shadows. And she is a vampire. She's really old, but so is she. She travels back to somewhere for something, and basically she has to have him with her at all times. So it's that forced proximity, and then there's a bunch of tension because they obviously hate each other, but then they have to realize he has to protect her. He's hired to protect her. Which I really love. Okay. And, yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes down. A lot. There's fighting, there's lots of death, let me tell you that. There's a cute kid in this. I love him. Marco. Okay, anyways, there's a cute kid, there's like a mystery element because someone gets kidnapped. Yeah, that will go into play for the second book. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes on. However, I really like this book. It's really good. Fantasy romance, lots of politics and power play, and the playlist for it is so good. Like, Labor by Paris Paloma is in this playlist, and I literally texted Noelle. I was like, is this in here because of... And she was like, I had to do it. I was like, oh, pain. Please definitely do check trigger warnings for that book, because some of that shit that goes down in there is like, oh, insane. It's also Noelle's debut, so I'm glad that I finally read it and finished it. I am rereading. I need to put my ebook annotations to my physical book because I started it. I got like 8 chapters through on the physical, and then that's when I fell behind, and then I just finished the rest of it on my ebook, and now I have to transfer all the ebook annotations to the physical book. And yeah, and as I said, I am beta reading Shadows and Flames, which is the second book in this series. A lot of shit is bound to go down in this book because a lot of shit went down in the first book, and a lot of shit has to go down in this book, which a lot of shit kind of has already happened, and I'm not even in the 50% mark. But I'm very excited to continue reading and finish it and submit my feedback by this Friday and get the arc. Yeah. And arc applications, I don't know if I'm gonna have this posted before arc applications close, but arc applications are still open. If you can quickly read the first book and then sign up for this book. ARCs will go out on July 18th. Yay! That was all the books I read in April, May, and June. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to have more videos up more frequently and regularly so I can be consistent with YouTube, because I love making YouTube videos and I love yapping. And I would never put it, well, actually, never say never, behind a paywall, like bindery or something like that, but I am looking into bindery because it sounds cool and I talk a lot, and some of my thoughts, like, I feel like they should be behind a paywall because wow, like, I have a lot of thoughts and I talk a lot, and I feel like, why not just get paid to yap? Wouldn't that be something? You know what, I'd actually love that. Okay, anyways, all the books I read in April, May, and June. Stay tuned for individual book reviews and other videos, because I also want to post all my favorite queer books, all my favorite books by queer authors, all my favorite Black queer books, all my favorite bisexual, you know. I want to do a lot of videos like that. I just need to find the time and an app to edit. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you are here. Stay tuned for the next video. And by the way, I'll see you in the next video, if you stay.